Casino. You know, the place where you can bet money to win or lose. Many people like this idea, and some even say it's the best way to make a quick few bucks. If the casino lets you win every time, how will they sustain their business? But did you know that casinos are designed in such a way that you will never make a profit? So let's discuss why will you never make money in a casino in today's video of Discover Zen. A casino is a facility for certain types of gambling. They are often built near or combined with hotels, resorts, restaurants, retail shopping, cruise ships, and other tourist attractions. Some casinos are also known for hosting live entertainment, such as stand-up comedy, concerts, and sports. This way, you won't get upset while losing money. The precise origin of gambling is unknown. It is generally believed that gambling in some form or another was seen in almost every society in history, from the ancient Greeks and Romans to Napoleon's France and Queen Elizabeth's England. Much of the history is filled with stories of entertainment based on games of probabilities. In American history, early gambling establishments were known as saloons. The creation and importance of saloons were greatly influenced by four major cities: New Orleans, St. Louis, Chicago, and San Francisco. It was in the saloons that the travelers could find people to talk to, drink with, and often gamble with. During the early 20th century in America, gambling was outlawed by the state legislation. However, in 1931, gambling was legalized throughout the state of Nevada, where America's first legalized casinos were set up. In 1976, New Jersey allowed gambling in Atlantic City, which is now America's second largest gambling city. Customers gamble by playing games of chance, in some cases with an element of skill, such as craps, roulette, baccarat, blackjack, and video poker. All the games have mathematically determined odds that ensure the house has, at all times, an advantage over the players. This can be expressed more precisely by the notion of expected value, which is uniformly negative from the player's perspective. This advantage is called the house edge. The house edge is defined as the casino's profit expressed as the percentage of the player's original bet. In games such as blackjack or Spanish 21, the final bet may be several times the original bet if the player doubles and splits. While in games such as poker, where players play against each other, the house takes a commission called the rake. Casinos sometimes give out complimentary items or comps to gamblers to keep up with their hype. Casino design is regarded as psychological exercise. It is an intricate process that involves optimizing floor plan, decor, and atmospherics to encourage gambling. Factors influencing gambling tendencies include sound, odor, and lighting. Natasha Dow Scholl, an anthropologist at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, highlights the decision of the audio directors at Silicon Gaming to make its slot machines resonate in the universally pleasant tone of C, sampling existing casino soundscapes to create a sound that would please but not clash. Alan Hirsch, founder of the Smell and Taste Treatment and Research Foundation in Chicago, studied the impact of certain scents on gamblers, discerning that a pleasant, albeit unidentifiable odor released in Las Vegas slot machines generated about 50% more in daily revenue. He suggested that the scent acted as an aphrodisiac, causing more aggressive form of gambling. Now, let's look at why you can't make money in a casino. No matter what game you choose to play, the odds of a casino winning your money are greater than the odds of you winning the casino's money. That's because all casino games are designed to provide the house with a built-in edge, diminishing the chances and sizes of the potential payouts. For example, in roulette, the highest payout for a single number bet is 36-1. However, roulette wheels, besides having the numbers 1 through 36, also have a 0, and sometimes a double 0 as well. The true odds of winning are 37-1 or 38-1, not the 36-1, which is what most players get paid on a winning bet. On the games with the lowest house edge, the smallest advantage, a casino might only be generating about 1 to 2% profit. On other games, it may make profits up to 15 to 25% or more. The house edge of a double 0 roulette wheel is 5.26%. For every $1 million that has been bet at the roulette tables in a casino, the house will pocket a profit of $52,600. The other approximate $950,000 is returned to the players. The casino isn't aiming to bankrupt a player in one sitting. It just wants to make sure that in the long run, the players walk out with a little less money than what they came in with, leaving money in the casino's pocket. Many people who are aware of the house edge still don't really grasp its implications for their bankrolls. They believe that roughly 5% edge that the house has at the roulette tables means that they can reasonably expect to sit down with $100, gamble for a few hours, and the odds are that they will only lose about $5. They fail to understand that the house edge does not apply to their starting bankroll, but to the total amount that they wager. The longer you play, the greater the odds are that the result of your play will match up with the house edge. In the short term, a player may be well ahead, but over the long haul, the house edge will eventually grind the players down to unprofitability. Knowing this, casinos do all that they can to keep you playing longer. Casinos are famous for not having clocks and windows. They're designed in a way that keep players unaware of passage of time. Many first-time players are pleasantly surprised at being offered free drinks by the management. Although the laws of probability are in the casino's favor, the house edge varies significantly among the different casino games. The game with the lowest advantage to the casino is blackjack. If a player follows a perfect betting strategy, the house edge is only 0.5%. At some very liberal casinos, the house edge at blackjack may even be as low as 0.28%. Craps offers the next lowest edge, 0.8%, followed by Baccarat with 1.06% house advantage. The smallest edge only applies if the player is playing the odds perfectly, which few people do. The house edge increases as the player wagers with less perfection. Roulette remains one of the most popular casino games, but it carries a high 5.26% edge for the house. The house edge on slot machines go as high as 17%, and for Keno, it is a massive 25%. The normal casinos use many tricks to keep you playing, but what about online casinos? The first regulated online Bitcoin casino appeared in 2014, and since then, billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin have been wagered online. These casinos have all sorts of games, such as roulette slots and blackjack. But a game called Crash from Roobet has been gaining popularity recently. Here's a brief concept on how the Crash game works. Players have a couple of seconds to place their bets before the multiplier begins. The multiplier starts out at 1 and begins to increase. The players are allowed to cash out at any point, multiplying their bet by the amount on the screen. However, if the player waits too long to cash out and the multiplier crashes, then they will lose everything that they just bet. This multiplier could also immediately crash at 1 and all players lose their bets. But it can also go into the thousands and even hundreds of thousands in some cases. There are many videos and posts on strategies to try to profit off of this game, which unfortunately is just not possible. A lot of these online casinos actually post their code behind their games. Based on these codes, analysts calculate the house edge on these games is about 3%. Based on these house edges, you can understand that you just can't make money in a casino in the long term. Now let us discuss, how do Somalia pirates make money? Actually, that sounds like a different topic to address on Discover Zen.